Welcome, night owls and truth hunters, to the one corner of the internet where whispers get context and a sigh can turn the tide of a narrative. You are with Secrets Behind the Stars, and today the atmosphere crackles like the air before a summer downpour. Something seismic is rolling through Turkish showbiz, the kind of twist even the most daring writer would have hesitated to pen. At the eye of this swirling storm stands Sila Turkoğlu, graceful, guarded, and now suddenly the voice that could change everything. Before we step across the threshold of this moment, show your faith in the power of love by tapping subscribe, join our family to support the work we do, and settle in. It is time to hear the beat of Sila's heart. Gossip has a rhythm all its own, a stage lit permanently and mercilessly, where private meanings become public currency. For weeks, one name has been dragged relentlessly into Sila's orbit, Onur Guvanadım. First it was murmurs, then confident speculation, and soon the parade of headlines insisted that a new pairing had been born. Timelines and comment sections split into rival camps. Some mourned the supposed finale of the Sıla saga, that once-in-a-generation connection between Sila Turkoğlu and Halil İbrahim Ceyhan. Others, with a colder eye, weighed the possibility of an actress and a well-placed producer stepping into a pragmatic alignment. Everyone waited for a move, a proof, a picture, a neat denial. Everyone waited for Sila. She knows this choreography too well. She let the noise swell outside while she locked the doors of her inner rooms. A few days passed like an eternity. But silence is like water pressing on a gate, eventually it must be released. And when she opened it, the release was not defensive. It was defining. The woman who has carried her private world like porcelain placed a single statement in the hands of her closest circle and, like wind across a city, it traveled everywhere. She said it plain, free of ornament, free of strategy or tease. She said this instead of a press conference, instead of a staged photograph. She said it to be understood rather than believed. Her words were these: there is only Halil in my heart. Halil İbrahim Ceyhan. Pause with that. Let it sit on your skin. This is not the polite cliché of we are friends. This is not administrative language clearing up a misunderstanding. This is belonging. This is the stubborn truth of feeling that won't bow to rumor or fashion. With one short breath of a sentence, she tilted the entire table and all the pieces slid in a new alignment. The conversation turned at once from who is she seeing to what does this mean for the story that refuses to fade. You remember how it began. Sila and Halil met under lights designed to fake reality and ended up creating the most real chapter either had shown the world. Their chemistry lit up living rooms and comment threads, their laughter became a soundtrack, their small glances were dissected like clues. When separation found its way into the narrative, the grief was collective and loud. Yet somewhere along the line, a quiet theory stayed alive, a small ember in the ashes. That whatever had parted in logistics had kept connecting in spirit. Every now and then a rumor would fan the ember, and the memory of that earlier warmth would flare. Now I turn to you, our devoted Secrets Behind the Stars family. When you hear those words, there is only Halil in my heart, what starts moving inside you? Is it the ache of a past that never agreed to end, or the soft thrill of a beginning ready to be named? Tell us in the comments. Send your wildest, kindest, bravest theories into the night. We read them all and feel your pulse in them. Sources loyal to Sila, who understand the discretion with which she guards her private life, insist that the talk connecting her with Onur Guvanadım is a convoluted tale spun from ordinary conversations among mutual acquaintances. Nothing secret, nothing dramatic, nothing intimate. A castle of cards raised on a draft. Those near her describe her as careful and selective, not out of fear but out of principle, moved by the belief that feelings must be honored rather than traded. In that philosophy, Halil does not just occupy a special space. He holds what they call a unique one. Analysts of the heart, and we all become that when the stakes are love, read this as the clearest sign that some ties are not meant to be cut. The point is not a failure to move forward, but the recognition that some writing cannot be erased. With those few words from Sila, the noisy thesis about Onur receded like a wave that never had the sea behind it. He turned, almost without his own doing, into a background figure, a passerby in a film that belongs to two leads, and perhaps always will. We process and we watch. And while we watch, a reminder. Our work here is fueled by your trust. If you want to stand even closer to the spark, support Secrets Behind the Stars. Your subscription and presence let us keep chasing the moments that matter. Across the line, there is Halil. He has not spoken. And yet his silence is eloquent. Those who have followed his interviews and offhand remarks know the pattern by now. When her name appears, the posture shifts. Respect lines the edges. Caution warms the center. He has never been dismissive, never tried to color the past with a brighter shade to sell the present. He has not chased headlines with ostentatious declarations or paraded a new story to replace an old one. If carefully chosen words are a love language, then his restraint is grammar. To many who watch closely, the quiet from his side feels like a mirror facing her truth. Fans have arranged themselves on two neighboring hills and shout across the valley. One side calls this the first page of a renewed chapter, a season 2 written with the hard-won wisdom of season 1. The other side, cautious and almost tender in their caution, reads her confession as homage to a past that deserves a gentle, honest goodbye. Yet it is difficult not to notice that a door many thought sealed twice has just creaked open. She has denied a romance with anyone else, not with irritation but with certainty. She has admitted to a feeling that still insists on its existence. And we, faithful spectators, must ask whether we ever truly reached the credits or only paused for an extended interval. No statement yet from Halil. Nothing official, no caption, no sudden photo designed to stir the pot. But the internet, with its peculiar gift for collective creation, has already begun to compose the soundtrack. Old tags are waking up, music overlays are back, montages reappear with a care that looks like prayer. People imagine secret meetings, long walks under unremarkable light where big things are said casually. They wonder if the next move will be a shared project that folds art into life, or a quiet getaway, or something as radical and simple as a photo that says us. The force of Sila's words lifted the gossip cycle and set it down again in a new place. She did not dance around the question. She did not plant diversions. She spoke a truth as if she had folded it and unfolded it countless times, checking that it was still intact. And if you know anything about her public image, you know she wears calm like a crown, and yet today there is a hint of tremor in the steadiness. The eggshell world of celebrity is not kind to candor, but love sometimes refuses strategy. Meanwhile, observers recall how the two of them once moved as if the room belonged to their timing. As co-stars, they learned the delicate art of breathing in sync, and that habit never quite deserts people. Even those who argue that the past is a closed book concede that a sentence like the one she offered cannot be a casual remark. You do not place the weight of a heart on a table if you are trying to lighten the story. You do that when you want to anchor it. In production corridors and backstage corners, whispers swell. Will there be a reunion on screen that doubles as a confession off it? Could a script become the safe house for feelings that struggle to survive under direct light? It would not be the first time reality found refuge inside fiction. And it would not be the first time that a pair rediscovered what made them magnetic by letting characters teach them how to stand close again. For many, the truly striking part of her declaration is the simplicity. She did not try to sell forgiveness or dramatize a wound. She did not cast herself as a heroine rescuing a narrative from petty rumor. She simply pointed to the person who has remained the constant and quietly reminded all of us that love, when it endures, tends to speak gently rather than loudly. Perhaps that is why her voice carried so far. The world is starved for tenderness in a register it can trust. And yes, the name of Onur Guvanatam has been stripped of the power it had briefly borrowed. We have been told by those who would know that he was never a partner in the way the blogs insisted. A contact, a colleague in common spaces, someone who shares circles but not secrets. It is almost cruel how quickly fascination evaporates when truth walks in. But this is not his story, and he will likely be relieved to step out of its glare. So here we are, all of us, waiting. Waiting for a message, a sign, the small human habit that will feel larger than it is. Does he send flowers not to a doorstep but to a timeline? Does she repeat the line in a different framing, not to prove it, but to let it breathe? Our job is to stay close and pay attention. Your job, if you choose it, is to keep this space alive. Subscribe to Secrets Behind the Stars, share your instincts, and lend your energy to a conversation that belongs to every heart that has ever held on longer than it planned. One last thought for tonight. Love stories that capture a public tend to teach us things we did not expect to learn. From Sila and Halil we learned the softness of boundaries on a set where pretend had to live beside sincerity. We learned how to read the language of glances and to detect the difference between performance and presence. And now, with this single clear sentence, we are learning what it looks like when someone refuses to let the world draft them into a narrative they do not recognize. It is brave to fall in love in the spotlight. It is braver still to honor that love when the spotlight becomes interrogation. The next movement belongs to him. Will Halil answer the music she has begun to play? Will he echo her steadiness with a word of his own? Or will he keep offering that careful kindness that says everything without saying much at all? We cannot know. What we can do is listen for the faintest shift and bring it to you the moment it happens. We will remain here, lights low, ears open, steady as watchmen. Tell us now. Do you believe the Silhul gravity has pulled the story back into its orbit? Or do you think we are witnessing the most graceful of farewells, one strong enough to speak the truth without asking for a return? Leave your thoughts, your hopes, your skepticism. If your heart raced even a little tonight, press like, subscribe, and come back. The story did not finish. It just found its breath again.